Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed seekers of inner truth and pilgrims of the psyche, today we embark on a journey into the labyrinth of the soul, guided by the light of consciousness that flickers in the shadows of our being. It is a journey that invites us to confront the profound conundrum of the human heart, the mysterious interplay between love and pain, and the often indistinct line that separates the two. Let us begin by considering the title of our exploration. You don't miss them, you miss the pain you confused with love. This simple yet profound statement serves as a gateway to the complex territory of our emotional landscapes. It challenges us to question the nature of our attachments, to delve into the depths where the conscious mind meets the unconscious, and where our personal myths unfold. In our exploration, we must first acknowledge the intricate dance of opposites that defines the human experience. Love and pain are two such polarities, eternally intertwined in the psychic fabric of our lives. Of love, in its purest form, is a transcendent force, a union of souls that lifts us beyond the mundane of foe. Yet, it is often accompanied by piner shadow that lurks in its wake, casting doubt and confusion over the clarity of our emotions. To understand this entanglement, we must delve into the realm of archetypes, those primordial images and motifs that reside in the collective unconscious. One such archetype is the lover, who embodies the longing for connection and the ecstasy of union. However, the lover is not immune to the influence of the shadow, that dark counterpart which harbors fear, insecurity, and the wounds of past experiences. Consider the myth of Eros and Psyche, a tale that captures the essence of love's duality. Eros, the god of love, represents the divine aspect of romantic attraction, while Psyche embodies the soul's journey towards self-realization. Their union is fraught with trials and tribulations, symbolizing the inevitable challenges we face in our quest for love. The trials Psyche endures are not merely obstacles, they are transformative experiences that lead to deeper understanding and integration of the self. In our own lives, we often mistake the pain of these trials for the very essence of love. We become attached to the tumultuous emotions that accompany our relationships, confusing them with the depth of our affection. This is a projection of our inner conflicts, a manifestation of the unresolved tensions within our psyche. We must ask ourselves, do we truly miss the person who has left us? Or do we miss the emotional intensity that their presence elicited? To untangle this web, we must turn inward and embark on the path of individuation, the process by which we integrate the various aspects of our personality into a cohesive whole. This journey requires courage, for it involves confronting the shadow and embracing the parts of ourselves that we have disowned. It is through this confrontation that we come to understand the nature of our attachments, discerning the difference between genuine love and the pain we have mistaken for it. Dreams, those nightly visitations from the unconscious, provide invaluable insights into this process. They are the language of the soul, rich with symbols and metaphors that reveal the hidden truths of our psyche. In dreams, we may encounter the figures of past lovers, not as literal representations, but as symbols of the qualities and conflicts we must integrate. These nocturnal visions invite us to dialogue with our inner world, to listen to the wisdom of the unconscious and to uncover the underlying patterns that govern our relationships. Consider a dream in which you find yourself in a house with many rooms, each room representing a different aspect of your emotional life. In one room, you may encounter the image of a past lover, evoking feelings of nostalgia and longing, but upon closer examination, you realize that the room is filled with shadows, the unresolved emotions that have clouded your perception of love. This dream invites you to explore these shadows, to bring them into the light of awareness, and to release the hold they have over your heart. The process of differentiating love from pain is akin to alchemy, the ancient art of transformation. Just as the alchemist seeks to transmute base metals into gold, we strive to purify our emotions, separating the dross of illusion from the essence of truth. This alchemical process requires patience and perseverance, for it is not a linear journey, but a spiral path that leads us ever deeper into the mysteries of the soul. In this journey, we are guided by the self, the central archetype of wholeness and integration. The self is the source of our inner wisdom, the guiding light that illuminates our path through the darkness. It calls us to embrace the totality of our being, to harmonize the opposites within us, and to realize the fullness of our potential. As we continue our exploration, let us remain mindful of the role of projection in our relationships. Projection is the mechanism by which we attribute our own unconscious qualities to others, seeing in them the traits and emotions we have yet to acknowledge in ourselves. When we project onto a lover, we create an idealized image that obscures their true nature, setting the stage for disillusionment and pain. To transcend this pattern, we must engage in the practice of active imagination, a dialogue with the unconscious that allows us to reclaim our projections and integrate them into our conscious awareness. Through this inner work, we come to see our partners not as the source of our fulfillment, but as mirrors reflecting our own inner world. As we disentangle love from pain, we begin to cultivate a deeper, more authentic connection with ourselves and others. Love, in its truest form, is not possessive or conditional, but a state of being that transcends the limitations of the ego. It is a force that unites us with the greater whole, a reflection of the divine that resides within us all. In conclusion, let us remember that the journey to understanding love is a journey into the heart of the self. It is a path that requires us to confront our shadows, to embrace our vulnerabilities, and to open ourselves to the transformative power of love. As we do so, we discover that the pain we once confused with love is but a shadow of the true connection that awaits us. May we all find the courage to embark on this journey and to realize the fullness of our potential as beings of love and light. As we continue our exploration into the profound dynamics of love and pain, let us delve further into the nature of the human psyche, where the seeds of our emotional experiences are sown. The psyche, as a vast and intricate web of conscious and unconscious elements, serves as the stage upon which the drama of our lives unfolds. It is here that the interplay of love and pain is orchestrated, often beyond the reach of our immediate awareness. In this sacred theater, the anima and animus play pivotal roles, representing the unconscious feminine and masculine aspects within each individual. These archetypal images shape our perceptions and interactions with the opposite sex, influencing the way we relate to others and ultimately how we experience love. The anima and animus act as bridges to the unconscious, guiding us toward greater self-awareness and integration. Consider the process of falling in love, a phenomenon that captivates and mystifies us with its intensity and depth. In the throes of passionate affection, we are drawn to the beloved as if by an invisible force, feeling a sense of completeness and transcendence. Yet, beneath this euphoria often lies a projection of the anima or animus, where we see in the other person the qualities we have yet to recognize within ourselves. It is through this projection that the beloved becomes a mirror, reflecting not only our ideals, but also our fears and insecurities. The initial bliss of love can give way to disillusionment when the image we have crafted inevitably collides with the reality of the other person. This dissonance is a call to awaken, urging us to reclaim our projections and to embrace the fullness of the other as they truly are. In this awakening, we face the challenge of differentiating between the love that nurtures the soul and the pain that arises from unmet expectations and unresolved conflicts. This task demands that we engage with our inner world, cultivating a dialogue with the unconscious through practices such as active imagination and dream analysis. These tools allow us to navigate the symbolic language of the psyche, revealing the hidden currents that shape our emotional lives. As we engage with these inner processes, we encounter the concept of the wounded healer, an archetype that embodies the paradoxical relationship between suffering and healing. The wounded healer teaches us that our deepest wounds can become sources of profound insight and compassion, offering us the opportunity to transform pain into wisdom. It is through this alchemical process that we come to understand that love is not the absence of suffering, but rather the capacity to embrace and transcend it. In this context, the notion of the pain we confuse with love takes on new dimensions. It is not merely a matter of mistaking emotional turbulence for affection, but rather an invitation to explore the ways in which our wounds shape our capacity to love. Each relationship becomes a crucible for transformation, a space in which we confront the shadows of our past and forge a deeper connection with the present. The journey toward authentic love requires that we cultivate a sense of inner wholeness, a state of being that is not dependent on external validation or approval. This inner work involves embracing the paradoxes of love, acknowledging that it is both a source of joy and a catalyst for growth. By integrating the light and shadow within ourselves, we create a foundation for relationships that are rooted in mutual respect and understanding. As we continue to peel back the layers of our emotional experiences, we come to recognize the role of the self as the guiding force in our journey toward individuation. The self, that inner compass of wholeness and integration, calls us to align our actions with our deepest values and truths. It is through this alignment that we find the courage to love without fear, to open our hearts to the richness of life with all its complexities. In this sacred dance with the self, we learn to navigate the delicate balance between autonomy and connection, discovering that true love is not about possession or control, but about allowing ourselves and others to blossom in our own unique ways. This realization frees us from the chains of dependency and expectation, allowing us to experience love as an expansive and liberating force. As we draw toward the conclusion of this exploration, let us reflect on the words of the poet Rainer Maria Rilke, who reminds us that love consists in this, that two solitudes protect and touch and greet each other in the spirit. Let us endeavor to cultivate relationships that honor the individuality of each partner, while nurturing the shared bond that unites us. In closing, may we all continue to journey inward, guided by the light of consciousness that illuminates the path to love. May we embrace the challenges and contradictions that define the human experience, transforming pain into the wisdom that enriches our lives. And may we find solace in the knowledge that true love is not an elusive ideal, but a reality that awaits us in the depths of our own hearts. As we delve further into the intricate tapestry of love and pain, we must turn our attention to the subtle influences that shape our perceptions and experiences of these powerful emotions. It is within the depths of the unconscious that we find the roots of our emotional patterns, those hidden forces that guide us toward particular relationships and experiences. The unconscious mind, vast and enigmatic, is a repository of archetypal images and symbols that inform the narratives of our lives. It is here that we encounter the archetype of the shadow, the repository of all that we have repressed or denied in ourselves. The shadow contains both the darker aspects of our personality and the latent potential that we have yet to realize. It is the integration of the shadow that allows us to move beyond the superficial understanding of love and pain toward a more profound and authentic experience of both. In the realm of relationships, the shadow often manifests as projections onto our partners. These projections can distort our perceptions, leading us to attribute our own unresolved issues to those we care about. This dynamic creates a fertile ground for misunderstanding and conflict as we struggle to reconcile the idealized image of the beloved with the reality of their being. It is only through the conscious integration of our shadow that we can begin to see our partners clearly, free from the distortions of our own psyche. Dreams, those nightly voyages into the unconscious, offer us a window into the workings of the shadow. Through their symbolic language, dreams reveal the conflicts and desires that lie beneath the surface of our awareness. In dreams, we might encounter figures or scenarios that evoke intense emotions, reflecting the parts of ourselves that we have yet to acknowledge. By engaging with these dream images, we can begin to integrate the shadow, transforming it from an adversary into an ally. Consider a dream in which you find yourself pursued by a shadowy figure. Initially, this figure may appear threatening, embodying the fears and anxieties that haunt your waking life. However, upon closer examination, you recognize that this figure is not an external threat, but a disowned aspect of yourself, seeking recognition and integration by turning toward this figure rather than fleeing from it. You initiate a dialogue with your unconscious, inviting the shadow into the light of consciousness. This process of integration requires a willingness to confront the uncomfortable truths of our psyche, to embrace the parts of ourselves that we have long denied. It is through this courageous inner work that we come to understand the true nature of love, not as a fleeting emotion, but as a state of being that encompasses the totality of our experience. Love, in its fullest expression, is an acceptance of ourselves and others, a recognition of the shared humanity that binds us all. As we continue to explore the depths of love and pain, we must also consider the role of cultural and societal influences on our understanding of these emotions. From a young age, we are inundated with messages about what love should look like, often shaped by myths and narratives that perpetuate unrealistic ideals. These cultural constructs can obscure the authentic experience of love, encouraging us to seek fulfillment in external validation rather than in our own inner truth. The journey toward genuine love requires that we question these societal norms, that we challenge the assumptions and expectations that have been imposed upon us. It is through this process of questioning that we reclaim our agency, allowing us to forge our own path in the realm of relationships. By freeing ourselves from the constraints of cultural conditioning, we open ourselves to the possibility of love that is rooted in authenticity and mutual respect. In this quest for authentic love, we are guided by the principle of synchronicity, those meaningful coincidences that reveal the interconnectedness of all things. Synchronicity invites us to view our relationships as part of a larger tapestry, woven together by the threads of destiny and choice. It is through this lens that we come to see the people in our lives not as random encounters, but as integral parts of our soul's journey. Consider the serendipitous meeting of two individuals whose lives intersect in a moment of perfect timing. This encounter, seemingly orchestrated by the cosmos, serves as a catalyst for growth and transformation, offering each person the opportunity to confront their deepest fears and desires. Through this synchronous bond, they are invited to explore the alchemical potential of love, to transform the lead of their past experiences into the gold of self-awareness. As we navigate the labyrinth of love and pain, let us remain open to the possibilities that synchronicity presents, trusting in the wisdom of the universe to guide our path. Let us embrace the uncertainty and ambiguity of love, recognizing that it is through these very challenges that we discover the depth of our own resilience and capacity for connection. In conclusion, the exploration of love and pain is an invitation to embark on a journey of self-discovery, to delve into the depths of our own being and emerge transformed. It is a path that requires courage, compassion, and a willingness to confront the shadows that reside within us. As we undertake this journey, may we find the strength to embrace the fullness of our humanity, to love with an open heart and an awakened soul. And may we discover that in the end, the love we seek is not found in another, but within the boundless depths of our own spirit. As we continue our odyssey into the realms of love and pain, let us now turn our gaze toward the concept of the wounded self. This notion, deeply entrenched in the psyche, suggests that love often serves as both a balm and a mirror for our innermost wounds. The wounded self is not merely a fragment of our personal history, but an active participant in the dance of relationships, shaping how we give and receive love. The wounded self emerges from the crucible of past experiences, particularly those formative events that occur in early childhood. During these impressionable years, we form attachments that lay the foundation for our future relational patterns. These early bonds, whether nurturing or neglectful, leave an indelible mark on our psyche, influencing our expectations and behaviors in love. In the intimate arena of relationships, the wounded self often seeks healing through the other, hoping to mend the fractures of the past with the adhesive of love. Yet, this quest for healing is fraught with complexity, for the very wounds we seek to heal can also lead us to recreate past dynamics, perpetuating cycles of pain and misunderstanding. It is in this intricate web of desire and fear that we may confuse the intensity of emotional pain with the depth of love. To unravel this confusion, we must engage in the process of self-reflection, a journey into the depths of our own being, where we confront the ghosts of our past. This inner work involves a fearless examination of our childhood attachments, those early relationships with caregivers that served as the blueprint for our understanding of love. By bringing these unconscious patterns into the light of awareness, we initiate the healing process, transforming the wounded self into a source of strength and wisdom. The role of the wounded self in love can be likened to the myth of the phoenix, that mythical bird which rises from its ashes, reborn and renewed. In the same way, love has the power to transform our wounds, to alchemize the pain of the past into the gold of insight and compassion. However, this transformation requires that we engage fully with our emotions, allowing ourselves to feel the depths of our pain without judgment or resistance. In this process, the act of vulnerability becomes a catalyst for healing. To be vulnerable is to embrace our humanity, to acknowledge that we are imperfect beings on a path of growth and discovery. It is through this openness that we invite love into our lives, not as a cure for our wounds, but as a partner in our journey toward wholeness. The concept of vulnerability is beautifully illustrated in the Japanese art of kintsugi, a practice that involves repairing broken pottery with gold, highlighting the cracks rather than concealing them. This philosophy suggests that our imperfections are not flaws to be hidden, but unique features that enhance our beauty and depth. In relationships, this perspective invites us to appreciate the imperfections in ourselves and others, recognizing them as integral parts of our shared humanity. As we embrace vulnerability and the wounded self, we also encounter the archetype of the hero, that courageous figure who embarks on a quest for self-discovery and transformation. The hero's journey is a powerful metaphor for our own path in love as we navigate the trials and tribulations that ultimately lead to greater self-awareness and authenticity. The hero's journey is not a solitary endeavor but one that is enriched by the presence of allies and companions in the realm of love. These allies may take the form of partners, friends, or mentors who support us in our quest for healing and growth. Their presence reminds us that we are not alone in our struggles, that love is a shared journey marked by mutual support and understanding. Yet, the hero's journey also requires that we confront our inner demons, those aspects of the shadow that resist change and cling to the familiar patterns of the past. This confrontation is a necessary step in the process of individuation as we strive to integrate these disowned parts of ourselves into a cohesive whole. It is through this integration that we cultivate a deeper sense of self-love, a love that is not contingent on external validation, but rooted in the acceptance of our own being. As we navigate the labyrinth of love and pain, let us also consider the role of creativity as a healing force. Creativity, in its myriad forms, serves as an expression of the soul, a channel through which we can explore and articulate our deepest emotions. Whether through art, music, writing, or movement, creative expression allows us to transcend the limitations of language, offering us a means to connect with the ineffable truths of our experience. In the creative process, we engage with the archetypal energies of the Creator, that force within us that seeks to bring forth new life and new perspectives. Through creativity, we transform the raw material of our emotions into something tangible and meaningful, offering us insights into our own psyche and the nature of love. In conclusion, the journey through love and pain is a multifaceted exploration of the human condition, inviting us to engage with the deepest aspects of our being. It is a journey that challenges us to confront our wounds, embrace our vulnerabilities, and cultivate a love that transcends the limitations of the ego. As we continue on this path, may we find the courage to embrace the fullness of our experience, transforming pain into wisdom and love, into a force for healing and transformation. As we delve deeper into the labyrinthine psyche, we must acknowledge the ever-present theme of duality in our exploration of love and pain. This duality, embodied in countless mythologies and psychological frameworks, serves as a fundamental truth of the human experience, the inseparability of light and shadow, joy and sorrow, love and pain. It is this duality that compels us to confront the paradoxes inherent in our emotional lives, urging us toward a deeper understanding of ourselves and our relationships. To fully appreciate this duality, we can turn to the concept of the hermaphroditic archetype, a symbol of unity and wholeness that transcends binary distinctions. This archetype, found in various cultural myths, represents the confluence of opposites within the psyche, suggesting that true integration comes not from the elimination of duality, but from the harmonious coexistence of contrasting forces. In the realm of love, this archetype reminds us that the capacity to embrace both joy and pain, light and dark, is essential for authentic connection. The dance of duality is also apparent in the interplay between the conscious and unconscious mind. The conscious mind with its linear logic and rationality, often seeks to categorize and control, while the unconscious mind, rich with symbols and emotions, defies such neat compartmentalization. In matters of the heart, this tension between conscious intention and unconscious longing can lead to internal conflict, manifesting as the confusion between love and pain. In navigating this terrain, the practice of mindfulness offers a path toward greater awareness and integration. Mindfulness, the art of being present with one's experience without judgment, invites us to observe the ebb and flow of our emotions, acknowledging them without becoming entangled in their narratives. Through mindfulness, we cultivate the ability to witness our emotional states, allowing us to discern the subtle nuances between the love we feel and the pain we may project onto it. As we cultivate mindfulness, we also become attuned to the subtleties of emotional resonance, that intuitive sense of connection that transcends the superficiality of words. Emotional resonance allows us to perceive the underlying energies in our interactions, providing insight into the dynamics of our relationships. By listening with our whole being, we begin to recognize the symphony of emotions that compose the music of love, discerning the harmonies and dissonances that shape our experience. This heightened awareness extends to the realm of the collective unconscious, that vast ocean of shared symbols and archetypes that connect us to the broader human experience. It is within this collective realm that we encounter the archetype of the Great Mother, a symbol of nurturing and unconditional love. The Great Mother embodies the primal energy of creation and sustenance, offering a template for the unconditional acceptance that is the hallmark of true love. In the embrace of the Great Mother, we find solace and healing, a reminder that love, at its core, is an act of unconditional presence and acceptance. This archetype invites us to cultivate a love that is not contingent on the fulfillment of desires or the meeting of expectations, but a love that is rooted in the simple act of being present with another, honoring their essence as it is. Yet, as we strive to embody this archetypal love, we must also confront the role of the trickster, that mischievous force within the psyche that delights in upending our certainties and challenging our assumptions. The trickster serves as a catalyst for transformation, inviting us to question the rigid beliefs and patterns that limit our capacity for genuine connection. In the realm of love, the trickster may manifest as unexpected challenges or shifts in perspective, prompting us to reevaluate our understanding of what it means to love and be loved. Through the trickster's influence, we are reminded of the impermanence and fluidity of life, encouraging us to release our attachment to fixed outcomes and embrace the mystery of the unfolding journey. This embrace of impermanence is mirrored in the Buddhist concept of non-attachment, which teaches us to hold our relationships lightly, with an open heart and a willingness to let go. In practicing non-attachment, we free ourselves from the chains of possessiveness and control, allowing love to flow freely and authentically. As we continue our exploration, let us also consider the role of forgiveness as a bridge between love and pain. Forgiveness, an act of liberation and compassion, offers us a means to transcend the wounds of the past and open our hearts to the present. In forgiving ourselves and others, we release the burdens of resentment and guilt, creating space for love to flourish. Forgiveness is not a denial of the pain we have experienced, but an acknowledgement of our shared humanity, a recognition that we are all imperfect beings striving to navigate the complexities of life. Through forgiveness, we cultivate a love that is resilient and enduring, capable of withstanding the trials and tribulations that inevitably arise. In conclusion, our journey through the depths of love and pain is an invitation to embrace the dualities that define our existence, to recognize the sacred interplay of light and shadow within our own hearts. As we continue along this path, may we find the courage to confront our inner conflicts, to cultivate mindfulness and presence, and to embody a love that transcends the limitations of the ego. In doing so, we awaken to the profound truth that love, in its truest form, is a force that unites us all, transcending the boundaries of time and space to connect us to the infinite tapestry of life. As we journey further into the intricate dynamics of love and pain, we must contemplate the vital role of transformation within the psyche. Transformation, akin to the mythical metamorphosis of the caterpillar into the butterfly, symbolizes the profound shifts that occur within us as we navigate the realms of love. This metamorphosis is not merely an external change, but a deep internal reorganization of our inner world, catalyzed by the experiences and relationships we encounter. In the context of love, transformation often arises from the crucible of conflict and challenge. It is in the moments of discord, when our deepest vulnerabilities are laid bare, that we are afforded the opportunity for true growth. These challenges, though painful, serve as initiations into greater self-awareness and understanding, pushing us beyond the confines of our comfort zones and into the expansive terrain of the soul. The transformative potential of love is mirrored in the archetype of the alchemist who seeks to transmute base elements into precious gold. This alchemical process is a powerful metaphor for the journey of the heart. As we strive to transform the dross of our fears and insecurities into the gold of wisdom and compassion, the alchemist reminds us that love, in its highest form, is an act of creation and transformation, a force that elevates us to new heights of being. This alchemical journey requires that we engage with the concept of the self, the central archetype of wholeness and integration within the psyche. The self serves as the guiding star on our journey toward individuation, calling us to harmonize the disparate elements of our personality into a cohesive whole. In the realm of love, the self invites us to transcend the ego's narrow focus on personal gratification and embrace a more expansive vision of connection and unity. As we engage with the self, we are also called to explore the concept of the inner marriage, the union of the masculine and feminine aspects within ourselves. This inner marriage symbolizes the integration of the anima and animus, the feminine and masculine archetypes that reside within each individual. By cultivating this inner union, we create a foundation for healthy, balanced relationships that honor the wholeness of both partners. The inner marriage is not a static state, but a dynamic process of ongoing integration and balance. It requires that we remain attuned to the shifting energies within ourselves, recognizing when we are leaning too heavily toward one aspect at the expense of the other. Through this process of integration, we cultivate a sense of inner harmony that allows us to engage with others from a place of authenticity and presence. As we continue to explore the transformative power of love, we must also consider the role of compassion as a guiding force in our relationships. Compassion, the ability to empathize with the suffering of others, is a key component of true love. It invites us to see beyond the surface of our interactions, to recognize the shared humanity that connects us all. In the practice of compassion, we learn to hold space for the complexities and contradictions of our partners, embracing them in their entirety rather than seeking to change or fix them. This acceptance fosters an environment of safety and trust, allowing love to flourish in its most authentic form. Compassion also extends to ourselves, inviting us to embrace our own imperfections with kindness and understanding. By cultivating self-compassion, we release the burden of self-judgment and create a foundation for healing and growth. This self-love is not narcissistic, but a recognition of our intrinsic worth and the unique gifts we bring to the world. In the context of transformation, compassion serves as a bridge between the old and the new, allowing us to navigate the transitions of life with grace and resilience. It reminds us that change, though challenging, is an essential part of the human experience, offering us the opportunity to evolve and expand as we weave together the threads of love, pain, and transformation. Let us also reflect on the concept of surrender. Surrender, often misunderstood as passivity, is in truth a powerful act of letting go, a release of the ego's need for control and certainty. In the realm of love, surrender invites us to open our hearts to the unknown, to trust in the unfolding of the journey, even when the path is obscured. Through surrender, we cultivate a sense of openness and receptivity, allowing love to guide us toward the experiences and relationships that serve our highest good. This openness requires vulnerability and courage, as we relinquish the illusion of control and embrace the mystery of life. As we conclude this exploration of love and pain, transformation and surrender, let us hold in our hearts the wisdom of the journey. May we find the courage to embrace the challenges and contradictions of love, to allow them to shape and transform us into ever more expansive and compassionate beings. And may we remember that love, in its truest form, is not a destination, but a journey, an ongoing dance of creation and transformation that invites us to discover the depths of our own being and the infinite possibilities of the human heart. As we proceed further into the exploration of love's multifaceted nature, let us turn our attention to the theme of interconnectedness, a vital thread that weaves through the tapestry of our relationships and experiences. Interconnectedness, the profound realization that all beings and events are intricately linked, serves as a foundation for understanding the true nature of love. This awareness invites us to transcend the illusion of separateness and embrace the unity that underpins all existence. The concept of interconnectedness is beautifully encapsulated in the Buddhist notion of Indra's net, a vast cosmic web in which each jewel reflects all others, illustrating the interdependent nature of reality. In the realm of love, this metaphor reminds us that our actions and emotions ripple outward, influencing not only those we hold dear, but the broader fabric of life itself. It is through this lens of interconnectedness that we come to appreciate the impact of our relationships, recognizing them as sacred bonds that contribute to the evolution of our soul and the collective consciousness. This understanding of interconnectedness calls us to engage with the world from a place of empathy and compassion, recognizing the shared humanity that unites us all. In our interactions with others, we are invited to transcend the confines of the ego, to see beyond the surface differences and connect with the essence of another being. This shift in perspective allows us to cultivate a love that is inclusive and expansive, embracing the diversity and richness of life. As we deepen our awareness of interconnectedness, we also encounter the archetype of the healer, that aspect of the psyche devoted to restoring balance and harmony. The healer invites us to engage with the world as a force for healing and transformation, to use our love as a catalyst for positive change. In our relationships, the healer encourages us to create environments of safety and trust, where wounds can be acknowledged and healed through the power of presence and acceptance. The role of the healer is not limited to the external world, but extends inward, calling us to attend to our own inner landscape. Self-healing is an essential aspect of the journey of love, as it allows us to cultivate a sense of inner peace and wholeness that radiates outward through practices such as meditation, self-reflection, and creative expression. We nurture the healer within, aligning ourselves with the natural rhythms of life and the wisdom of our own being. In the process of self-healing, we are guided by the principle of equanimity, a state of inner balance and calm that allows us to navigate the challenges of life with grace. Equanimity invites us to remain centered in the midst of change, to embrace the ebb and flow of emotions without becoming ensnared by them. This state of balance fosters resilience and adaptability, enabling us to engage with love from a place of strength and clarity. As we cultivate equanimity, we also become attuned to the subtle energies that move through us, the currents of intuition and insight that guide our journey. Intuition, that inner knowing that transcends rational thought, serves as a compass in the realm of love, pointing us toward the experiences and relationships that resonate with our soul's purpose. By honoring our intuition, we align ourselves with the flow of life, allowing love to unfold organically and authentically. In the context of interconnectedness, let us also consider the role of gratitude as a transformative force. Gratitude, the practice of acknowledging and appreciating the abundance of life, opens our hearts to the beauty and wonder that surround us. In love, gratitude invites us to cherish the presence of our partners, to recognize the gifts they bring into our lives and the ways in which they contribute to our growth and evolution. Through the lens of gratitude, we come to see our relationships as sacred opportunities for learning and expansion. Each encounter a chance to deepen our understanding of ourselves and the world. This perspective fosters a sense of abundance and fulfillment, allowing us to engage with love from a place of joy rather than scarcity. As we continue to explore the depths of love, interconnectedness, and transformation, let us remain open to the wisdom that emerges from these sacred encounters. May we find the courage to embrace the unity that binds us all, to use our love as a force for healing and growth, and to walk the path of the heart with an open mind and a receptive spirit. In doing so, we awaken to the profound truth that love, in its essence, is an expression of the interconnectedness that weaves together the fabric of existence, uniting us in a dance of infinite possibility and boundless grace. As we continue our exploration of love and its myriad dimensions, we must turn our attention to the role of authenticity in our relationships. Authenticity, the alignment of our inner truths with our outward expressions, is a cornerstone of genuine connection. It calls us to live in accordance with our deepest values and to communicate openly and honestly with those we hold dear. In the realm of love, authenticity fosters a foundation of trust and respect, creating a space where both partners can flourish as they truly are. To cultivate authenticity, we must first embark on a journey of self-discovery, seeking to understand the core of our being, beyond the layers of conditioning and societal expectations. This process requires introspection and the willingness to confront the masks we wear, those personas crafted to navigate the complexities of the world. It is through the shedding of these masks that we reveal the essence of our true selves, allowing for a deeper connection with others. In the context of relationships, authenticity invites us to engage with vulnerability, to share our thoughts, feelings, and dreams without fear of judgment or rejection. This openness creates a bridge of empathy and understanding, allowing us to see and be seen, to know and be known. By embracing vulnerability, we dismantle the barriers that separate us, fostering an intimacy that transcends superficial interactions. The journey toward authenticity is not without its challenges, for it requires a continual commitment to self-awareness and growth. As we navigate the complexities of love, we are often confronted with moments of doubt and insecurity. Those whispers of the shadow that question our worth and desirability. In these moments, authenticity calls us to stand firm in our truth, to honor the integrity of our being, even in the face of uncertainty. As we cultivate authenticity, we also engage with the archetype of the warrior who embodies courage and resilience in the pursuit of truth. The warrior within us champions the cause of authenticity, urging us to speak our truth and to act with integrity. Even when it is difficult or uncomfortable, this inner strength empowers us to navigate the challenges of love with grace and determination. Steadfast in our commitment to genuine connection, in the dance of authenticity, we must also recognize the importance of boundaries, those invisible lines that define our personal space and protect our well-being. Boundaries serve as a framework for healthy relationships, delineating where we end and another begins. They enable us to engage with others from a place of autonomy and self-respect, ensuring that our interactions are balanced and reciprocal. The establishment of boundaries is an act of self-love and respect. a recognition of our own needs and limitations. It requires clear communication and assertiveness. The ability to articulate our desires and expectations without fear of reprisal by honoring our boundaries and those of others. We create a foundation of mutual respect and understanding, allowing love to flourish within a safe and nurturing environment. In this exploration of authenticity, we must also consider the role of playfulness and spontaneity as expressions of our true selves. Playfulness, the ability to engage with life with a sense of wonder and joy, invites us to embrace the present moment and to approach our relationships with a spirit of curiosity and openness. It is through playfulness that we cultivate a sense of aliveness and creativity, infusing our interactions with lightness and joy. As we integrate playfulness into our relationships, we are reminded of the importance of embracing imperfection, both in ourselves and in others. Authenticity is not about attaining an idealized version of ourselves, but about embracing the fullness of our humanity, with all its flaws and contradictions. By accepting imperfection, we release the pressure of unrealistic expectations, allowing love to unfold naturally and organically. In conclusion, the journey toward authenticity in love is a path of self-discovery and growth, an invitation to align our inner truth with our outward expressions. As we embrace authenticity, we cultivate relationships that are rooted in trust, respect, and genuine connection. May we find the courage to live authentically, to honor our truth and the truth of others, and to engage with love from a place of openness and vulnerability. In doing so, we awaken to the profound beauty of our shared humanity, discovering that true love is a reflection of the authenticity we bring to the world. As we journey further into the exploration of authenticity within love, it is essential to consider the profound role that self-awareness plays in this unfolding process. Self-awareness is the reflective pool through which we gaze upon our true selves, gaining insight into our motivations, desires, and fears. It serves as the compass guiding us through the intricate landscapes of our emotional lives, enabling us to navigate relationships with clarity and purpose. The cultivation of self-awareness requires a commitment to introspection, a willingness to delve into the depths of our own psyche and confront the truths that reside there. This journey inward invites us to engage with the practice of meditation and contemplation, creating a space for stillness and reflection amidst the busyness of daily life. Through these practices, we attune to the subtle whispers of our inner world, gaining a deeper understanding of our own needs and boundaries. In the realm of love, self-awareness acts as a beacon, illuminating the path to deeper connection and intimacy. By understanding our own emotional patterns and triggers, we are better equipped to communicate effectively with our partners, sharing our experiences and perspectives with honesty and empathy. This level of communication fosters an environment of mutual understanding where both individuals feel seen, heard, and valued. As we deepen our self-awareness, we are also called to engage with the concept of emotional intelligence, the capacity to perceive, understand, and manage our emotions and those of others. Emotional intelligence is a vital skill in the dance of love, allowing us to navigate the complexities of human interaction with grace and insight. It empowers us to respond to the emotional needs of our partners with compassion and sensitivity, creating a foundation of trust and support. In cultivating emotional intelligence, we must also confront the role of the inner critic, that persistent voice within the psyche that judges and evaluates our every move. The inner critic often arises from past conditioning and societal expectations, perpetuating feelings of inadequacy and self-doubt. To silence this voice, we must engage in the practice of self-compassion, extending kindness and understanding to ourselves in moments of difficulty. Self-compassion is not an indulgence, but a powerful tool for healing and growth. It invites us to treat ourselves with the same care and consideration that we would offer a beloved friend, recognizing our own worth and humanity. By embracing self-compassion, we cultivate a sense of inner peace and resilience, freeing ourselves from the shackles of self-criticism and opening our hearts to the transformative power of love. As we continue this exploration, let us also reflect on the role of purpose and meaning in our relationships. Purpose, the driving force that guides our actions and decisions, provides a sense of direction and fulfillment in the journey of love. It calls us to align our relationships with our deepest values and aspirations, creating partnerships that resonate with our soul's purpose. In the pursuit of purpose, we are invited to engage with the concept of co-creation, the collaborative process of building a life and a relationship that reflects the shared vision and goals of both partners. Co-creation requires open communication and collaboration, a willingness to listen and adapt as the relationship evolves. Through this process, we create a dynamic and living partnership, one that is continually enriched by the contributions and insights of both individuals. The pursuit of meaning in love also invites us to engage with the archetype of the sage, that wise and discerning figure who seeks to understand the deeper truths of existence. The sage reminds us that love is not merely an emotional experience, but a spiritual journey, a path of discovery and enlightenment. It calls us to explore the mysteries of the heart with curiosity and wonder, seeking to uncover the hidden wisdom that lies within. In conclusion, the journey toward authenticity and self-awareness in love is a profound and transformative process, inviting us to engage with the depths of our own being and the complexities of our relationships. As we cultivate self-awareness and emotional intelligence, we create a foundation for genuine connection and intimacy, one that is rooted in compassion, understanding, and shared purpose. May we continue to walk this path with courage and grace, embracing the beauty and mystery of love in all its forms.